Good evening, faculty, parents, and students. Welcome to our 2021 Senior Convocation. Today's ceremony is meant to honor our seniors as they embark on their final year at Hermitage High School. We met this class 4 years ago as ninth graders and have watched them grow and mature over the years. Parents, it is with great pride and joy that we honor them today as seniors. Our current vision statement, Hermitage High School, a safe and inclusive academic community, believes that all students will exceed expectations, achieve personal goals, and pave their way to success. The final year of believing, achieving, and succeeding along this educational journey begins today with the first formal public display as the class of 2021. Even though current circumstances prevent us from being together physically today, through the gift of technology, we are able to hold this virtual celebration. At this time, I would like to introduce Amanda Mallard, Assistant Principal, who will provide additional remarks. I now call this virtual Hermitage High School Convocation to order.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. On behalf of the students and staff of Hermitage High School, I would like to welcome the parents, community leaders, and special guests to our annual convocation ceremony. Today's program is designed to honor the class of 2021 as they begin their final year here at Hermitage High School and inspire the class to leave a positive mark on our school. I would like to introduce our distinguished guests who are joining us virtually today. Miss Christy B. Kinsella, Henrico County School Board Representative, Brooklyn District. Mr. Daniel J. Smith, Vice Chair, Brooklyn District. Dr. Amy E. Cashwell, Superintendent. Dr. Michael Jackson, Principal, Hermitage High School. Dr. Herbert Monroe III, Assistant Superintendent of Caroline County Public Schools, and myself, Mrs. Amanda Mallard, Assistant Principal, Hermitage High School. At this time, I ask that everyone please stand for the singing of the national anthem and the retirement of the colors by Hermitage High School Marine Corps JROTC. Thank you. You may now be seated. It is with great pleasure that we welcome Miss Christy B. Kinsella, Henrico County School Board Representative, Brooklyn District, followed by Dr. Amy Cashwell, Superintendent, to say a few words to the class of 2021.
Welcome to your senior year, Hermitage Class of 2021. On behalf of your school board, I wish you every success as you begin your last year in Henrico schools. 2020 is a year you most likely will remember for the rest of your lives. It is the year of the unexpected, full of changes and growth. Recently, my friend, who's a former principal, shared his thoughts about change. He said, change is our constant in 2020. Make a conscious effort to anticipate change, and you may find yourself feeling less stressed, angry, and defeated. Sound familiar? Can you relate? This year, I encourage you to expect the unexpected, embrace change, and remain open-minded and positive. There's so much to experience and to learn from your teachers, staff, friends, and parents. Remember, change does not have to be the enemy. Instead, know it is how you respond and your attitude towards change that will ultimately determine what happens next and how you will impact others in the never-ending process of change. Congratulations and best wishes to you, Hermitage Class of 2021.
Hello, Panthers, and congratulations soon-to-be graduate Panthers. I have just a couple minutes today to share a few thoughts with you. So I want to fast forward a few months, and let's talk about what you're going to experience in a few months upon your graduation. When you graduate and you enter the world, you're going to get to go on to school, go on to work, go on in the military. You'll be able to chase your passions and chase your dreams. Whatever it is you do, know this: you are prepared, you are ready, you are able. You've been battle tested, certainly in this past year. You are ready to go on and do whatever it is you'd like to do with your life. I ask you just one thing. Do it with conviction. Do it with pride. Do it with desire. Do it with drive. Go after your dreams, chase your dreams, and you'll be successful in whatever it is you chase. Go be great.
Hello to the class of 2021. I'm Amy Cashwell, and I'm honored to speak to you today. I want to commend you on leading the way in safety and academics during this unusual year. While our classes are mostly virtual for now, we all look forward to gradually returning to our vibrant high school buildings. No matter which high school you attend, an architect designed it. Seniors, you each have your own construction project, the most important one you'll ever encounter. Each of you is the architect of your own future. I challenge you to cultivate qualities and experiences now that will impact the future for you and for others. As an architect, you design for the present with an awareness of the past for a future that is unknown. Our Henrico Learner Profile contains tools that can help you build for the future. I ask that you think critically, make decisions thoughtfully, seek out patterns and connections. Think creatively. Don't be afraid to learn by experimenting. In other words, your superintendent is telling you it's okay to make mistakes. Build a quality character. Inspire trust, practice integrity, and perseverance. Be a global citizen. You are part of a much larger world, and you glimpse it in your own classes. You might know that in our schools, over 100 languages are spoken and students represent more than 100 countries of origin. Demonstrate compassion and respect right now to help create the world you want. Communicate. Do not believe the idea that those who talk the most or are the loudest know best. Actively listen and then express your own understanding of the world. And finally, collaborate. No one builds a skyscraper on their own. It takes engineers, contractors, construction workers, and more. Work with others to reach common goals. We don't know what's to come, but we do know that what you design will inevitably change as your life unfolds. That may seem intimidating, but it's a good thing. You can do it. Ask, what am I good at? What do I enjoy? What does this world need? Use what you're learning about yourself to do what you can today. And so, architects of HCPS high schools, thank you for listening today. It's time to go back to the drawing board and see what you can design today.
Thank you, Ms. Kinsella and Dr. Cashwell, for your inspiring messages. The class of 2021 had the opportunity this year to select a member of the class to share a few words with them today. Please welcome Hassan Ali.
Hermitage class of 2021. I'm going to be real with you. These last few months have been different. I'm now talking to you through a camera when I should be out on stage looking out in front of all of you. Who would have known these last 3 years would eventually lead us to where we are now? It's certainly not what I imagined. And life is not really giving us time to really reflect on what's happening. Still, now is the time we must shape our future, not just for ourselves, but also for our community, country, and the world as a whole. We, of all people, know what our generation is capable of. These are some of the most unprecedented times in modern history. We all have the power and capability to change the world. Nothing can stop us, not even a global pandemic. And nothing exemplifies our class more than the words spoken by Steven Spielberg during a commencement speech to the class of 2020. Because if we are in service of our dreams versus our dreams being in service to us, it becomes something greater. It allows us to be game, and it allows us to get over our fear to go forward, no matter what obstacles are thrown in our path. With the obstacles we have already faced, we are all in service into our dream. Whether that's going into the workforce, going to college, or even going to explore a different path, wherever you go, know that I and the entire Hermitage community back you up with full support. Hermitage produced some of the greatest memories and stories that shaped us into who we are today, and I'll certainly cherish those forever, as I hope you will too. We still have a pretty tough journey ahead of us, but there's no stopping this class. So yeah, 2020 has been different, but so what? We have taken different and made it our own. This is what we'll bring to 2021. Something different. A new generation with new ideas, goals, and dreams. We will move forward without fear because we are the class of 2021.
Thank you, Hassan, class of 2021. It is a great honor to introduce our keynote speaker to you today. Dr. Herbert T. Monroe III is currently serving as the Assistant Superintendent for Caroline County Public Schools. Under his leadership, CCPS has increased the percentage of accredited schools from 40% to 100%. Prior to being an assistant superintendent and director, Dr. Monroe served as the principal of Henrico High School from 2013 to 2016 and principal of Lakeside Elementary School from 2007 to 2013. Dr. Monroe received his Bachelor of Science degree from Lock Haven University of Pennsylvania and his master's degree from Virginia Commonwealth University. In addition, he holds a doctoral degree from Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University in Educational Leadership and Policy Study. But prior to all those wonderful academic accomplishments, he started in these very hallways. Dr. Monroe is a proud Hermitage alumni and was inducted into the Hermitage High School Hall of Fame in 2001 for his successful wrestling career as a Panther. Dr. Monroe's mission in life is leading students and teachers to a new way of thinking and acting, achieving goals that seemed unattainable, and building capacity among a team. Dr. Monroe wants all graduates to understand that you must shake it off and step it up if you want to be enrolled, enlisted, or employed. Please help me in welcoming back to Hermitage High School, Dr. Herbert T. Monroe III.
Great morning, Panthers. Wow, I can feel the pride in the air, and let me tell you, it is a plum-pleasing pleasure being back at Hermitage High School, the pride of Central Virginia, the school that I refer to as the greatest place on earth. Panthers, I have a question. Do you have pride? Pride in your school, pride in yourself, pride in your family, pride in Hermitage High School? If so, I would like to bring greetings to the class, and I mean potential class of 2021. So if you have pride, when I say roll, you say pride. Roll! 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 Thank you very much. Again, it is great to know that even after 35 years, you still have that Panther pride. I would like to thank and bring greetings to the Henrico County School Board, the Board of Supervisors, Dr. Caswell, Dr. Jackson, and the administrative team here at Hermitage High School, all faculty, staff, parents, and distinguished guests. And most importantly, that class, you, the potential class of 2021. Give me your undivided attention, students, and I mean all of the seniors looking in out there. Panthers, I say potential because you have not graduated yet. And I hope my message today reminds you that you have been awarded the privilege today to participate in this most prestigious event, probably based on the decisions you made this morning, yesterday, last year, or maybe even 5 or 10 years ago. But I want to remind you, and I want you to think, where you will be after this ceremony, tomorrow, next week, and in June, and I mean June on your graduation day, will depend on the decisions you make after hearing this message. So as Spike Lee would say, do the right thing. And if you don't know who Spike Lee is, ask your parents. But as Michael Jordan would say, Panthers, let's just do it. We need to air this thing out. And when I say air this thing out, I really want you to think about this. How do we air it out? Well, we air it out with 3 things: accountability, integrity, and respect. Because Panthers, you are the architect of your future. And the question I have for you, what are you building? Let me say it in English. You are the architect of your future. And I ask you, what are you building? Well, right now, I hope that all of you are building 1, 2, or 3 E's. And what do I mean about that? Well, right now, as a potential graduate, you should be thinking about enrolling, enlisting, or employment. Now, some of you overachievers may be an E squared or an E cubed, but either way, are you doing the things to make sure that you are 3E ready? Well, if not, you need to make that decision right now. Folks, let's start with accountability, and this is what it looks like.
Accountability, making sure I and others around me make good decisions and take the right actions.
Accountability, that means being an upstander versus a bystander. It means doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
Accountability, having each other's backs. Panthers, we are on the same team. Roll Pride.
Yo, we just got that district championship, babe! Yeah! Yeah, woo! Let's go! Let's go, man! Yo, let's enjoy this party tonight, man. Let's party it up.
Hey, what up, man?
What's up?
Congratulations, bro. Let's head out to my car so we can turn it up for real this time.
Turn it up?
What, bro? Do you know what this is, bro? This is big courage, bro. Bro, we training for the distance, bro. We just want the distance. We trying to go big,
Yeah, man,
bro.
we training, baby. We training this season, man.
Shit, bro. My bad, bro. My bad. Thanks for checking me. Good luck, y'all. For sure. Be safe.
Look, Panthers, true story. After the district championship back in 1986, Hermitage was going for the regional title. You know, it's okay to hang out, it's okay to party, but as long as you do it responsibly and safely. I get to the party, people are offering me chemicals and things to smoke, but my friends, my Panthers, my true peers were looking out for me. They wouldn't let anybody come at me with anything crazy, anything that could jeopardize my future. So they were really upstanders instead of bystanders. So Panthers, remember, be accountable. The choice is yours. Peace. Panthers, I hope you enjoyed your classmates making something that happened 35 years ago applicable today. Folks, let me remind you that in order to build your future, you need to build it on a very strong foundation. We just covered accountability, but the other 2 parts of making your foundation stable and strong are integrity and respect. So in closing, the last 2 ingredients that make a strong foundation to build your future upon is, again, integrity and respect. So integrity and respect is something that we had back with my class, the class of 1986. And again, it was something that made Hermitage High School the greatest place on earth. You see, we always turned to each other as Panthers and never turned on each other. We always spoke to each other with respect, and we always respected our teachers by appropriately responding to request the first time given. Folks, I want you to join me in my virtual man cave. It's where I get my virtual learning on. And I want you to hear this message because it reminds me and hopefully will remind you of the sweet sounds of the Hermitage High School drumline and how it's so important to turn to each other and never on each other. Let's take a look. Hey, folks! It's Doc, and I'm back with a message. And right now, just like the sound of those beautiful drums you hear back there with the clave and the shaker and the cowbell, I want to share a beautiful message with you today. And please listen up because it's important. Folks, I'm going to tell you, we used to play this little beat back at Hermitage High School in the 80s, and it was called a Wan Code. And what was exciting is at Hermitage, it was the greatest place on earth. We all got along and we're still friends to this day. Whether you're black, white, short, tall, wrestler, football player, cheerleader, or a scholar, we all loved each other at Hermitage High. And what I want to share with you right now is we need to love each other today, especially under these conditions. Because just like all of these drums, we have a voice. Whether you're a snare, whether you're a cowbell, whether you're a clave, whether you're a shaker, whether you're the congas, they just make noise in isolation. But when you bring them together in love, joy, peace, and mutual spirit love, they make beautiful music. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, that's what we need to do. We all have a voice. We all need to be heard, but we need to turn to each other and not on each other. It's time for us all to come together. Regardless your voice, regardless your instrument, or regardless of where you're from or what you look like, let's come together in love, peace, and harmony. Thank you so much, and enjoy this Wan Ko, Hermitage High School. I miss you, and I love you. Let's be the voice for everybody. Hey, it's Doc and I'm back, and today I kind of want us all to march to the beat of a different drum. And the message is really about the appropriate ways to respond. Because as a former teacher, principal, district leader, and now as assistant superintendent, I've always found that it wasn't a student's inappropriate behavior that got them in trouble. It's how they responded when their behavior was being addressed that got them in trouble. Using the appropriate ways to respond can be the difference between a referral and getting kicked out of class, or things just de-escalating and you staying in class. I know you're going to make the right choice. So listen carefully. This is my advice to all of our students out there, whether you're returning to learn virtually or whether you're going back to school, is this. Whenever an adult makes a reasonable request, you got 4 ways to respond. You should say, okay, and do what you were told. You can say yes and do what you were told. If you were raised to say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, that's always a great choice. And like my 28-year-old daughter, sometimes you may not need to say anything at all, but demonstrate the appropriate body language and do what you were asked to do in 7 to 10 seconds. Because again, folks, it's not your inappropriate behavior that gets you in trouble, but it's how you respond when your behavior is being addressed that may get you sent to the principal's office. And I'll tell you right now, being respectful and responding to people appropriately, it's not punking out. It's not being less than a man. It's the right thing to do. So trust me, applying, modeling, and implementing, and even using the appropriate ways to respond will set you up for success. Remember, you're the architect of your future. So what are you building? Hey, this was a word from Doc. Peace. Panthers, I hope you enjoyed the videos today. And I just want to close with this. As a Panther, we must always turn to each other and never on each other. If you ever see a conflict, virtually or in the community, or even if you return to learn, just use the phrase, same team, bro. Same team, bro. Or same team, Panther. Because hopefully that will trigger and remind you that we are on the same team and that we need to look out for one another. Again, that's part of accountability. And believe it or not, your teachers and your administrators are also on your team too. So be sure to look out for them because believe it or not, even if you can't see it, they are looking out for you. So in closing, remember, you are the architect of your future. Either start or continue to build something great by holding yourself and each other accountable, demonstrating integrity, and always being respectful. Remember, the choice is yours.
Will the class of 2021 please rise? Dr. Jackson, on behalf of the faculty of Hermitage High School, I present these members of the class of 2021. According to the policies of Hermitage High School, these students have fulfilled the requirements to be called seniors and have accepted the responsibilities which accompany the senior privilege.
Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on the recommendation of the faculty, I declare these members of the outstanding class of 2021 seniors with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. I do expect to walk alongside you dressed in your caps and gowns at our graduation ceremony in June at the Siegel Center as we make our families proud. In 8 months, you will officially join the illustrious alma mater of Hermitage High School. Congratulations and roll Pride.